Welcome back to Shujaa Maths. It's time to put your knowledge to the test. In this video, we'll go through grade 10 straight line graph exam questions. As we go through the questions, feel free to pause the video and try them on your own before watching the solutions. This is one of the best ways to build confidence and improve your problem solving skills. Let's get started. Okay, let's look at question 1. The instruction is to draw the following graphs using the dual intercept method. Show all your workings. The dual intercept method is the method where you find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Let's look at 1.1. For 1.1, we have 2x minus 3y is equal to 6. What we know is that the standard form of a straight line equation is y is equal to mx plus c. So let's simplify our equation so that it sits in this form. Let's move 2x to the other side so that we have negative 3y is equal to negative 2x plus 6. And we divide throughout by negative 3 so that we are left with y only on the other side. Y is equal to 2 over 3x minus 6 over 3, which can be further simplified to y is equal to 2 over 3x minus 2. Now that we have our straight line equation in the standard form, let's find the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts. For our x-intercept, we let y equal 0. So that means 0 will be equal to 2 over 3x minus 2. We move the minus 2 to the other side so that we have 2 is equal to 2 over 3x. And we divide both sides by 2 over 3 so that we are left with x only. 2 over 3 cancels here and we are left with x is equal to 3. That means our x-intercept is 3 is to 0. Let's find our y-int. For y-int, we let x equal 0. Let's let x equal 0. Y is equal to 2 over 3 is to 0 minus 2. Then y is equal to, you type this into the calculator, is equal to negative 2. Remember, you can also get your y-intercept straight from the equation because the value of c is our y-intercept. That means our point will be 0 is to negative 2. Now let's plot our graph. We have the x-axis and the y-axis. Let's look at our first point. Our first point is 3 is to 0, where x is 3 and y is 0. Our second point is 0 is to negative 2. 0 is to negative 2. And then we join our points in a straight line. For 1.2, we have 4y is equal to negative 2x minus 3. Because this equation is not simplified to sit in the form y is equal to mx plus c, this is not the y-intercept. For it to be the y-intercept, our equation has to be simplified so that we have y only on the side instead of 4y. For this question, unlike the previous one, I'm not going to simplify. We're going to find the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts as the equation is. For the x-intercept, we let y equal 0. So that means we have 4 open bracket. 0 is equal to minus 2x minus 3. Now we solve for x. We move the minus 3 to the other side, and now we have 0 plus 3 is equal to negative 2x. And we divide by negative 2 throughout the expression. The negative 2 here cancels out, and we're left with x, and x is equal to 3 over 2, negative 3 over 2. That means our x-intercept is negative 3 over 2 is to 0. Now let's go to the y-intercept. For the y-intercept, we let x equal 0. That means we have 4y is equal to minus 2 open bracket 0 minus 3, which simplifies to 4y is equal to, you can type all of this into the calculator, you get minus 3, and you divide both sides by 4 because we're looking for y, not 4y. Divide both sides by 4, the 4 this side cancels, and we're left with y is equal to negative 3 over 4. And our point is 0 is to negative 3 over 4. Now let's go and sketch our graph. This is our x-axis and our y-axis. Let's plot our first point, negative 3 over 2, which is negative 1.5. Sits somewhere here. And we name our point. Let's go to the second one. The second one is 0 is to negative 3 over 4, which would sit somewhere here. Now let's join our points and create a straight line. Next, we're going to look at question 2. Let's start with 2.1. The instruction for question 2 is to determine the equation of the following straight lines. Let's start with 2.1. For 2.1, they're telling us that the graph passes through point 0 is to 6 and negative 3 is to negative 3. The standard equation of a straight line is y is equal to mx plus c. So let's find m. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's substitute our points. Let's make the first one x1 and y1, the second one x2 and y2. Let's fill in our y2 and x2. y2 is negative 3, x2 is also negative 3, minus minus, y1 is 6, and x1 is 0. M is equal to negative 9 over negative 3, which gives us positive 3. So our gradient is positive 3. Let's go fill that into our equation. Y is equal to 3x plus c. Now let's find the value of c. To find the value of c, again, we substitute any of the 2 points. In this case, we're going to substitute the second one, where y is negative 3 and x is negative 3. Now let's solve for c. Negative 3 is equal to negative 9 plus c. Negative 3 plus 9 is equal to c. That means c is equal to positive 6. Now let's go sub that into our equation. That means the full equation of our graph is y is equal to 3x plus 6. For 2.2, they're saying the graph is passing through 4 is to 2 and point 12 is to negative 2. First, let's find our gradient. Our gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's make the first one x1 and y1, second one x2 and y2. Let's fill in our values. Y2 is minus 2, x2 is 12 minus minus, x1 is 4, y1 is 2, which simplifies to negative 4 over 8. And then this further simplifies to negative 1 over 2. Our gradient is negative 1 over 2. So our equation is now y is equal to negative 1 over 2x plus c. Now let's find the value of c. To find the value of c, we're going to substitute the first point. Y is 2 is equal to negative 1 over 2. X is 4 plus c. And then this simplifies to 2 is equal to negative 2 plus c. And then you take the 2 to the other side, which gives you 2 plus 2 is equal to c. C is equal to 4. That means our equation is y is equal to negative 1 over 2x plus 4. For 2.3, they are asking us to find the graph that is parallel to the graph defined by 2x plus 3y is equal to 6 and passes through the point 3 is to 1. What we know about the gradients of parallel lines is that they are equal. So that means m1 is equal to m2 if the lines are parallel. Now let's find the gradient of this line by simplifying our equation so that it sits in the form y is equal to mx plus c. Let's simplify. Our equation is 2x plus 3y is equal to 6. We move the 2x to the other side and we have 3y is equal to minus 2x plus 6, and we divide by 3 throughout the expression so that we're left with y only. Then that means our equation for our line is y is equal to negative 2 over 3x plus 6 over 3, which simplifies to y is equal to negative 2 over 3x plus 2. But this is not the line we are looking for. What we know is that this line is parallel to the line we're looking for. So that means they share the same gradient, the value of m. So the value of m in our equation is negative 2 over 3. So that means our equation is y is equal to negative 2 over 3 x plus c. And the only thing we need to find now is the value of c. So we substitute a point on our line. The point on our line is 3 is to 1. Let's substitute that and find the value of c. So 1 is equal to negative 2 over 3 is open bracket 3 plus c, which simplifies to 1 is equal to negative 2 plus c, and c is equal to 1 plus 2, c is equal to 3. That means the equation of our line is y is equal to negative 2 over 3x plus 3. For 2.4, they want us to find the graph that is perpendicular to the graph defined by y is equal to 3 over 4x plus 2 and passes through the point 3 is to 2. What we know about the gradient of perpendicular lines is that the product of their gradient is equal to 1. So that means m1 times m2 is equal to minus 1 if our lines are perpendicular. That means what we have is only the first gradient. What we're looking for is the second gradient. All right, let's substitute the first gradient, the gradient of the first line, in our equation, which is 3 over 4 times m2 is equal to negative 1, and we divide by 3 over 4 on both sides. That means M2, you can just type that into the calculator, is going to be equal to negative 4 over 3. That means our equation is now currently y is equal to negative 4 over 3x plus c. Now let's find the value of c by substituting in our point. 3 is to 2. So our equation is now 2 is equal to negative 4 over 3 open bracket 3 plus c. Let's solve for c. 2 is equal to negative 4 plus c. C is equal to 2 plus 4. C is equal to 6. So that means the equation of our line is y is equal to negative 4 over 3x plus 6. And just like that, you have your full 16 marks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching.